Hello everyone. So I tried to stream two times, but the quality was like super bad. And so I will try to record and then upload. And I am also still figuring out the how to have the best quality. But for now we will focus on only it will be a kind of like a vlog of my process, and I will explain as we will go. In this video, I am going to explain what have I done till now, and don't worry, it will be way better. The process will be documented and more professional. But to start off, I just try to hack around and figure things out as I go along. So I decided to clone this website. And we are going to clone its mobile version, and I will be using flutter. So after I decided, I gone ahead and browse around, and I am pretending like it's a mock given to us. Usually the clients I work with give me these kind of mocks in XD or Figma, mostly XD. I don't remember a Figma one, but mostly XD. So I have gone ahead and initialized a flutter project. I have created a folder, a directory, and its name is cars and beds. And inside I have created a flutter app, as we can see, and I have named it app simple. I am going to change its name here to cars and beds. But yeah, after that I wrote some code, and I will be explaining this code more as we go along. Maybe we will rename this later. So I have removed all the code from the main. Then I have created a file called app, and I have added go router. I added it because this is what I use, and it's just from the documentation, it's just two routes, and this is it. Like, there's nothing much to it. Then I have a widgets folder. This architecture or the files pattern or anything you want to call it will be evolving as we go along. This is not the final version. This is just like a draft. So the widgets inside the lib contains all the widgets, which is global, can be used by many pages. And then we have a pages directory, and inside it we have auctions, which is supposed to be this page. This is the auctions page, and auctions also have a pages directory, but it also has widgets, which will contain widgets which is specific for this page only. And it's specific in styles, but also hooked with the state management. I will show what I use for state management in a bit. But then we have a page simple. I will be explaining this code more in a little bit. But inside auctions we have another pages directory which has an auction page, as we can see, and it's supposed to be this page when we click on an auction. So like auction details. So let me try running the app. I will be using Mac OS during the development, and then when I have something more concrete, then I will uh, use iOS devices, either simulator or maybe physical device. So of course the Mac OS cannot load images. We need to enable it. Let me try to remember how. This is a way to open the macOS project of our Flutter app. This is the first time I'm opening the Xcode after I restored my Mac. So the reason the images weren't loading is because we have to enable it. Maybe in the signing and capabilities. I think this is it. This is for debugging version, so let's close this and let's see. Let me restart the Flutter app. Hot restart the Flutter app. Maybe we need to stop it and then rerun. Yes, now it's working. So now let's go back to the app. And as we can see, this app bar is persistent across many pages. So I have gone ahead and in the app directory, I have created this shell route which has a builder which is provided a child, and this child is these routes. Actually not these routes, but the current paths builder. So either this or this, depending on the route. And I have created my app bar. So this is the app bar here, and we can also extract this into another widget, but I guess it's fine for now. My process is to only add the complexity when needed. Like, I don't think the complexity here is needed to extract this out. Then we have the auctions page. So usually that's how I searched. If I want to go to the auctions page, I will try to search for auctions page like this. Then we have this section, this widget, this row, another, and this section, this. And these three are scrollable like this list. So we have tabs, and we have then this list of posts So let's see how I coded it. So we have actions or auctions page. Every widget is prefixed with auctions page because it's specific for this auctions page, and they are defined in here. Okay, so I called it drop down menu, and I call this auctions page filters, and I call this one tabs, and this one is auctions page auctions list because it's an auctions list. So that's how I define my layout. But now looking it at again, these two, the filters and tabs bar, the tab bar is also scrollable. So I will go ahead and modify the code, wrap this into a column and drag these in here. For some reason it's throwing a layout exception. Let's disable the second one to see where the issue is. Yes, I got it. The issue is we need to expand this as well. And I have also gone ahead in the analysis options file and added this formatter. And usually I would initialize a git repo as soon as the project begins, so we can see all the changes which I made. So let's do this now. Cars and beds, I am going to make it a private repo, sorry, for now. Already exists. Let me delete the existing one. Maybe I gave it another shot some time ago. Let's see when. 10 months ago. I remember giving it a shot like 4 or 5 years ago, but maybe in the meantime I have tried another time. So delete this. So it's deleted successfully. Now let's go back to initializing it. Or I should have named it differently, and we wouldn't need to do that, but So it's successful. Now let's go back to the auctions page. This is the auction and this is the auctions page, and it's still giving me an error. A layout error. For now, let's just fix it with a hack. And I am going to make this a scrollable. Yeah, flutter and its layout issues. Still giving. Go router is giving me an error. The problem is we have an expanded inside a scrollable. So let's try to remove this. Hard restart. By the way, I am using keyboard shortcuts. So you guys might not be able to see. So okay, so this was the problem. I am just going to go ahead for now. I am going to make it non-scrollable. So as we can see, we have the actions page drop down menu. So this is the drop down menu that stays fixed, static, and we have filters and tabs, and this list all scrollable. Okay, so this is done, and now we will go to my app bar and try to code this into something more concrete. So let's search for app bar. This is our app bar. Let's go. We have a logo and 4 icons. Yep, this is right. Sign up, search, okay, so let's now try creating these widgets. For now we will, this is enough. Later we can change the implementation however we want. So if we, now let's do the rest of these icons. So menu icon, we can keep all of them in the same file, and or we can have different files. For now let's just go with the different files. We can change these icons and also the whole implementation of the widget. We have search, and then we have users, or what do they call it, community or something. Communities. How do you spell communities? C-O. And we have a sign up button. I am not going to use the material design elevated button, so I am going to use this for now. Let's see the app. Search icon, these three are icon and this is the button. Let me also remove this debug banner. By the way, when I am quiet, it means I am just looking at it and thinking. So now let's give this draw a little bit of padding. This is good. And also give these widgets some spacing. So every widget has a size box. We can use padding, but size box is more, efficient, I guess. And usually I am a little faster, but for some reason I am thinking quite a lot. Maybe it's due to the recording, I don't know. I guess this much is enough. We will move on to this options page drop down menu. Now let's go back to the original design. So it's just a row with a drop down and a button. Let's create a button. So we can go and look at all the design components. If a button only accepts text or some more complex widget, if it's only text, then we are going to make it text label title or anything, and this will become string, and this is also on tab. We will also give it a little bit of padding. And for now we will copy the color from using a color picker. We can go into the dev tools and copy the values from the CSS, but for now this is okay. I am just creating a colors file in here, and later if we need some more complex things, then maybe I will create a themes folder and put the colors inside it, and other theme configs within it, within the themes. So constant button color, these names are not final. So we need a hexadecimal value with alpha. So this is this ff and this 0x. You know that this is not about the teaching the code. This is about the process. So now let's go back to the button. And wrap it with undecorated box. Usually what I will do is this. So we need to import it from our app package, and fill does not exist. It only exists in material. So we can change our name to my colors, app colors for now, and or maybe cars and bits colors. That's the best one, but it's also the most verbose. Maybe we should define an acronym and put it into the docs. So like cars and bits, CB. CB would be an acronym for cars and bits. So CB colors. And usually in Dart we write it like this, not like this. But you can write it however you want. No, we don't need to do this. So it's the drop down. It's a row. By the way, I will show you a neat trick. So we can see this is a constant initialization, a constant widget, and we can't pass it a lambda, but we can pass it a lambda which is a static. So the static methods go before everything else, even the constructor, in my style, and I will call it on cell car tap or tapped. Well, let's just call it clicked. And I have been using JavaScript, so this was the JavaScript syntax. By the way, apologies for if I'm not focusing right. This is my first time. And now we can even provide even the constant widgets have lambdas or a callback bind to it. Let's also give it padding and maybe spacer widget. Maybe here we will use space between instead of spacer. Now let's see the app. Yep, looking a tad bit better. Now let's style the button. Let's see how many styles we have for the button. uh, the so the border radius is different, the padding is different, and it's not the padding, it's taking. So now let's go to the button. Double border radius will be taken by the constructor. We want to keep the border radius of the inkwell and the decoration the same, so that's why I saved it in a variable. Maybe we can also make this a constant for a better performance. Let's see how it's done. Now it's a constant. Let's check its type. Border radius, this will be the border radius, and this will be final double, and we can do by the way, we shouldn't obsess over these syntax things. It shouldn't have matter, but sometimes it does to me a little. So what we want is we want an API. We want to control the border radius from the constructor, but we want to only provide it a double value instead of these classes. So let's see why it's complaining. Yep. Invalid constant value. But this is a constant constructor, and this is also constant. Maybe we need to explicitly tell it, and let's call it value. And now it won't be a constant anymore. Yeah, sorry about this. Let's go back to the old style. Yep, this can't be a constant. Silly me, thought it would be. Because of this value is not known. Because this value is not constant, it's fine. That's why. But I guess enough with babbling, and let's reduce it to 8. And for the sign up button, let's also use this. Yeah, for now we will remove this constant. We will deal with the drop down later. For now, let's just do these. Also, it's been a while since I have developed with Flutter, so I don't remember the drop down components off the top of my head, but I am going to use the for UI or another setcn version. There are two popular set. I don't know how to pronounce it. Chatcn, Shad. But yeah, I guess you get the idea, you guys. So these are also drop downs. We will skip also these for now and focus on this tab bar. So notice this tab bar is in, this is the app bar, this is the tab bar. So Flutter material library comes with a tab bar, but let's search for maybe I will use the material libraries tab bar. Lowest mileage. Yeah, it's definitely harder to think during recording. Now we need a tab bar controller. Where should I put it? I should put it here. Let me hot restart. And these are our tabs. Let me check this. You know, we can create a completely custom tab bar. So let's just do this. I try to avoid the material library as much as possible. So let's start with the row. and it's a very simple, and it takes tab, which is a list of strings, and I can do based on an index, but I will do a string. You can do a for loop. We can do a decorated box. Let's see. Yeah, I shouldn't have deleted it, but thank God this remembered. For now, we will give it a static value. So the first one is selected. We can utilize an AI. We can utilize the AI here. So let's review its code. Yeah, we can use the text styles underline styling, but it's very bad. Let me hot restart the app so we can see the changes reflected. Or maybe it's close enough. Decoration thickness, maybe let's check it. Hot restart the app. Yeah, it might work. It's just me checking the other styles. So I guess I will use this for now. Remove this. Remove this. Looking better. We can always use a decorated box and its border property to give it a border which is more customizable, which will be a little further with a more gap between the text and the border. But for now this is fine. We can also extract this, or I guess it's fine, it's not that big of a widget. We can also have value changed callback, which will be an inkwell. Now let's move to this one. Let's improve this one a little, and then we will move on to the state management. So if we, like, I know it's called auction tile, but for example you were working in a code base and you didn't knew, you can take the long route and come here from the main, just like how a computer would read a program, and walk your way back through. Or you can try searching, like searching some text in your IDE. So for example, either this or this, something close to it, or maybe this. So what's this called? Countdown and width. So let's search this. And of course, if I can spell. So it's this widget. Let's search for it. This is the widget and it's used inside the image widget. And the image is used here. So we have found this, like it's this one. So I remember using a stack. So let me explain this widget. We should change it back to the core. So this is auction tile. Let's go back to the original design, and we can see we have an image. So this is one section, this whole including this counter or countdown with price. Then we have a title, and then we have a description, and we have another text. So like 1 2 3 4. So we have 1 2 3 4, and inside the first one we have a stack which has a background, and on top of it we have this widget. So the layout is done. I do it step by step, so it makes it super easy. So Let's wrap it in a position widget. It's going to bottom center it, but let's see. Yeah, we have an error. That's why it's not. That's why the hot restart, hot or and hot reload weren't working. Yeah, remove this. So we want 8 from the bottom, 8 from the. Let's try these components a little bit so they look a little better. The border radius did not had any effect. Maybe we would need to use clip or rect. Yeah, let's use that. Yep. Also, let's change the body color to black. If we remember, we have this material which is wrapping around the whole app. We need to make a hot restart. What we can do is go to app bar and give it icon theme. And also give the text theme. Let's go back to the sign up button. Yep, we need to give this a color. We would assume for now this is a black color. Let's change the styling of these. And I have also noticed this, that there's another widget, which is this chips or badges. So let's also add this. This is a boring work, so what can I say? You might be bored, you guys. So let's start off with the title. Also, let me check. We might need to bring it here. And this one need a hot restart. I am just trying to see why the theme or the color of these text why are not changing, but why? Even this ones. Is there a theme provider? Style. It should have worked. So what I'm trying to debug is the whole text should be white. Because of this widget. Let me put it here and hot restart. Yeah, it's working now. I should do the same with swap with parent. Yeah, it's working now. I will go to tab bar. I will extract this into a function. This is why I change it to color. If it's selected, then we want a white color. If not, then null, which will use the default color. And we don't want to use the colors library provided by the material, so we will use this. With this way we can change this color value to some other white. And we want the non-selected to be gray, and this should be null. Yep, we will change the color values later, but for now this is good. Now let's change the styling of these three texts and add a badge widget with the text too. So tile, option tile. Let's start with the title and give it text tile. It's a little bolder, so 400 is normal. This is a little more. The size should also be smaller. White and gray, the other two are if the title's 12, then this should be even smaller. Let's make it 13. I don't use odd numbers, but let's see. Yeah, this might be 11. This might be 10 or 11. Yeah, the proportions are not right, and this is the UI part is the hardest for me. Uh, but I guess this is fine. And now let's also create a badge STL. A badge can be a global widget, but for now let's define it only here. It will take obviously text and color. Let me ask AI. And it was with the subtitles, so let's also move it into its own widget. Yep, this is exactly what I wanted. is this. Let's also give some padding to our let's see why we have this space. We can use this thing. Toggle debug painting. We can see the star is, this is due to the icon star icon, and it's because we are using this button. Inkwell on tap chart. Now we are good. We will leave it at 18 or 20. Let's ask AI to use this data. Woohoo, looking a little better. Uh, Now I will do this widget, and after this we will come to state management. So we remember it's in a stack, so let's search for a stack, and also this is the widget. But when I was creating this, I had a different state management solution. I was going to use stateful widgets for the countdowns, but now I have changed my mind. So let's also refactor this, or no, maybe we can create different widgets. So countdown, and for now let's just make it like this. And also the price widget, or maybe the bid amount. Yeah, the bid amount name is fine. Now let's come back here Yep, this is exactly what we wanted. Yep, looks fine. Give it a gray color. Let's see. Yep, now let's give it some background. Decorated box instead of colored box because we need the border radius also. And it's not, it's this color. Let's use the color picker value. Go to colors, and for now we will just name it gray 2 or darker gray or something. Let AI fix it. Yep. Why is it taking the whole space? Yep, because of the position widget. So remove the right one. Yep, and give it some padding. Yeah, looking better. We will deal with all the sizes and styling and everything, but for now this is good. So as you have seen by now, we are going this in iterations, and this is far beyond from the final iteration, but we are getting somewhere. We also have padding around the title, but like I mentioned before, I try to avoid padding and would use size box, and maybe 8 and maybe 4. Also 4. Maybe 2. Yup, looking better. Now let's move to the state management. I will commit this. So what should I commit? What should be the message? No, that's too long. By the way, I remember like these sections are remaining drop downs, but we will do in the session after the next session. Yeah, that was better. Let's commit. I will stop the recording now and then create a new recording.